She's a fun-loving girl who loves things that are pink. She loves her dolls. She likes to be nicely dressed. And she loves playing with her friends.
Catherine lives with Mum and Dad and 4-year-old sister Evie.
If you saw her at home, you wouldn't think that she had any problems. If you saw her at school, you would see a totally different 6-year-old girl to the one that you see at home. It's like having 2 children in one.
And every morning, Catherine's emotional state changes and she becomes a different child.
My car.
It's got a very fat lunch bag. That's why.
She's perfectly normal. She chats to you, and then you're going to drop her at school or at nursery, and then you see her become anxious. So her body language displays anxiety. She gets what I call the symptoms of fight or flight. She'll become tense. She'll get tighter all over, so it's almost as if she's closing her body in. Come on in, Miss Bruisey. Come on, Mrs. Hooligan. Good girl.
A car on grass.
That's right. Do you want to run ahead, Catherine? No. You're right. Good.
Catherine's been going to school every day for 2 years, but each morning is as daunting as the first. Since the day she started school, she's never spoken a word.
Line up, 5.
We are learning to solve a problem. I haven't ever heard Catherine speak out loud in the class or in a small group. The most she has done is in a small group, she kind of laughs out loud and will like make noises if she's playing a game and things like that, but not actually speaking out loud in the whole class, no. Do we think we understand? Fantastic. Give me a smile if you understand.
When Catherine was 2.5, we became aware that she wasn't communicating the way other boys and girls were of her age. We didn't know at that time it was a condition. We just thought, again, it was part of the shyness.
But what I am going to do is
But this is more than a fear of school. Because she wasn't talking, Catherine was referred to an educational psychologist.
On the referral, they'd written selective mute. It felt like a label. It first of all felt like somebody's made that up and that's their best way of explaining what's wrong with Catherine. But I didn't like it. I didn't like the term selective mute.
Selective mutism is a communication disorder in which a person, most often a child, who is normally capable of speech, is unable to speak in given situations. Selective mutism often coexists with shyness or severe social anxiety. One in 1,000 children shut down like Catherine in social situations. It's not that she refuses to speak in public, she simply can't.
Catherine was once at school and was ill. She vomited on herself at the dinner table. She couldn't tell anybody that she felt ill.
Being trapped in her silent world at school, Catherine is unable to verbally express how she feels or what she wants.
It's heartbreaking to see her want to do things and not being able to do them.
If Catherine doesn't have any intervention and she still doesn't speak at school or in a social situation, it would drastically affect her in adulthood. When she's a young woman, what's she going to do? So I need to get something in place, whatever it is, and we both feel this. Think this is, well, it's a necessity.
My favourite food is tuna because it's got salt in.
6-year-old Catherine suffers from selective mutism.
I'm different as the other girl because I don't talk. One day I would like to talk at school.
When do you think that day will be?
Don't know.
Despite being told she'll eventually grow out of it, after 2 years of silence at school, her parents have decided to take a more proactive approach. So today, Catherine is meeting Michelle, a speech and language therapist. Although Michelle is a complete stranger, it soon becomes clear that Catherine has no problems talking out loud, as long as she's in her own home.
Already? You're quick.
Now go right to the bottom.
It does go right at the bottom, all right.
There's a teddy on the seesaw.
Yeah.
And loads of teddies.
Do you?
So the next day, Michelle meets Catherine in school to go through the same play therapy as she did at home to compare her reactions.
To go in first. Her body language had completely changed just on meeting her. So that's why I offered to hold her hand, because I think it's quite nerve-wracking walking into a room. It's an underwater puzzle. Yes, there's a boat.
Back in her school environment, Catherine is reluctant to speak.
Coming. Whoa. She was pointing to different pictures to say that she'd noticed something. He goes in the middle, doesn't he? Do you watch Ariel, the mermaid? Disney mermaids, yeah. A lot of her anxiety is related to in the environment, the school environment, and that's part of the condition. That's nothing to do with the school. That's part of her diagnosis. So should we put him over there? That's brilliant. I'm not going to make you talk. I'm just going to make everything nice so when you're ready and feel happy and comfortable, you can.
After 40 minutes with Michelle, Catherine is starting to gain in confidence and beginning to whisper.
18? Wow! Once she knew that I was going to accept her non-verbal communication and her sounds, she was far more relaxed, and it's reducing that anxiety that is the biggest pressure for her.
Over the next few months, Michelle will work with Catherine to help her overcome her anxieties so that one day she can find her voice in front of her fellow classmates. To overcome her anxiety at school about speaking, 6-year-old Catherine relies on sign language.
It was an issue developed for Down syndrome children, but obviously it's brilliant for Catherine as well because it's a way that she knows she can communicate with other people.
These emotional issues are so ingrained that Michelle, the speech and language therapist, will be working with her 3 times a week.
We don't know which way she will go today. It's obviously only the second time we've been in the school environment together. She might talk, but the most important thing is to reassure her that we're not going to make her talk.
Mum, Sarah, has come along to help with the therapy session.
Can I have Catherine, please?
Catherine is taken out of her large classroom to go to a smaller, more intimate and quiet space to make her feel safe.
Some games in our little room. Yeah?
I'm going to leave you and Mummy playing some games, and then while you're playing, I'll just nip in and put it on the table. Can you remember how to play it? Brilliant.
Thank you. See you in a bit.
Mummy.
Yeah?
Oh, look, he's eating a lamb.
No, look, see.
Oh, look, that's the mummy seal.
There's the mummy seal. Look.
Just let her build up her confidence and keep talking with Mum.
Ah, that's that bit.
This is the first time Catherine's spoken in school, so this is a big step for Catherine.
Oh, look.
It is indeed a big step, but the real test will be whether Catherine continues to talk out loud once Michelle enters the room.
Found the dragon game.
Ah, fantastic. Where does that piece go, Catherine? Not there. Ah, perfect. Thank you very much. What?
You were about to say not there.
I was going to say not there, wasn't I? Really?
What if you push it back?
I'm going to see if you can make Mum jump. I'm going to watch you.
Mummy can't do this very well. Catherine, I've just got to nip to the loo. Is that okay if I go and I'll be back in 1 minute? Is that all right?
Oh, look. They're baby bubbles. They're lovely.
Wasn't it great? I know it's only one thing that she's done, but it's a massive thing that she's done. And if she can do that in one step, what else can she achieve?
Success. Catherine spoke out loud in school for the first time. But the real challenge will come when she leaves the comfort of the small room and faces her own classroom, complete with 30 noisy children.